So let's say something about the examination. I have a slide to share with you, but I think that you don't need, because I'm confident to say that you really understand the novel and the play by your performance. You are very good at analyzing the characters in the future, because you know that all the conflicts and all kind of things, the complicated issues, are solved by your creative ways. So for Vanity Fair, they are the things that we have to take into considerations when we discuss this novel or when we analyze it in details. Okay, and again, this is a novel without a hero. I don't mean that in this life we don't have any hero. You have yours, I have mine. But in the novel, the writer wants to say that this is a novel without a hero. To all is human, and no one is perfect in the novel. So when we analyze the characters, make sure that we are not biased. We don't attack one character that we don't like and we support the other. We need to be a fair judge. And it is also a society of puppets with the questions. And if you answer the questions, you can figure out why Vanity Fair is not about the story of the two girls with opposite face, opposite endings, opposite personality traits. Vanity Fair is about a society where everyone can be victims if they don't get good education, good background, good treatment, and they themselves don't better themselves with good purposes and good efforts. If they depend on someone else, if they use tricks, okay, to climb up the social ladder, they will fall. And you have to think puppet and the puppeteers, and you have to figure out who are puppets in the society of Vanity Fair, the novel, and who will be the puppets in our modern society. And in such society, the modern society that we live in, are we puppets or puppeteers? It is a very, very thought-provoking question that we have to answer when we finish reading the novel. And some selected quotes. Okay, for example, this one, and for your examination, if you are asked to discuss the meaning of one of the quotes, and if the question sounds like, what do you think about? So you are free to express your viewpoint, and there is no right or wrong answer. But if you can back up with sound evidence from the work, you can sound more convincing. All is vanity, nothing is fair. It sounds pessimistic and it is realistic. So, how about your viewpoint? Pessimistic or realistic? Or this one, but my kind reader will please to remember that its history has Vanity Fair for a title, and that Vanity Fair is a very vain, wicked, foolish place full of all sorts of blah blah blah. So you need to know this quote, and if you can learn by heart, because you are not allowed to have the novel in your test room, just the chapter. And if the assigned chapter, the chapter for your topic doesn't include the quotes that you want, okay, you will have problems. So it's better to reread some chapters, some famous quotes from the novel, and learn by heart, or you can choose some keywords and try to memorize the keywords and include them in your discussion or analysis. For example, this one, if you are asked to discuss the meanings of the title Vanity Fair, this should be included. Or you are asked to discuss the characterization of puppets in the society. This one should not be ignored in your interpretation. And this one, this is like the essence of the novel. When we discuss the novel, we cannot omit this quote. So please read it. And if you are asked to agree or disagree with this, you have your own good reasons, good evidence to support. So this is a way to be well prepared for your examination. I will ask you, or the test may ask you about some quotes. Or this one, okay, are not there little chapters in everybody's life that seem to be nothing and yet affect all the rest of the hit story? What does the writer imply here? This one. In the midst of friends, home, and kind parents, she was alone. I used this to defend the character Becky. Okay, she's bad, she's not good. But the point is, she did not get good education, good background, okay, and she's a victim of the male-dominated society, of the hypocrisy of mankind, okay, and of her own weaknesses. So, to some extent, we should view the character from different perspectives so that we will have a fair judgment. And the greatest tyrants over women are women. It is about the way we treat the two ladies, the two girls. We choose side. But the point is, Amelia herself is not an angel. In fact, the writer refers to her as a doll. It's not an angel. And this one, it is very meaningful. Mhm. It means that no one is perfect. Okay, the bad, of course, they are bad. The good, maybe they have bad things that you cannot see. And if we just judge people by the outside, we may make serious mistakes. So it's better to know all and keep secrets and treat people fairly with a lot of respect and sympathy. And this one of the great conditions of anger and hatred is that you must tell and believe lies against the hated object in other, as we said, to be consistent. So be careful in life. You may listen to a lot of lies, a lot of stories made up behind someone's back. And this is one of the great conditions of anger and hatred. And stop the anger and hatred. Stop worshipping. Embrace everybody. Never be squeamish, but speak out your compliment but point blank in a man's face and behind his back when you know there is a reasonable chance of his hearing it again. So don't say good things in front of someone and bad things behind that person's back. We have to be honest, we have to be sincere and truthful in all the compliments we make in life. Or this one, okay, the hidden and often wisdom which apportions the destinies of mankind is pleased so to humiliate and cast down the tender, good and wise, to set out the selfish, the foolish, or the wicked. Or be humble, my brother, in your prosperity. Be gentle with those who are less lucky. Becky is less lucky, and we have to be gentle if not more deserving. She doesn't deserve, sure, but the writer sympathizes with her and gives her a good ending. She gets a sum of money from just okay, to survive in that chaos society. So why do we criticize her badly? Okay, think what right have you to be scornful, whose virtue is a deficiency of temptation, and be very careful with those who look nice, who sound sweet. Maybe it's a kind of temptation. And money has only a different value in the eyes of it. Okay, so materialism is attacked here. Money helps us to do a lot of good things, but money is not everything. The peacefulness inside, the kindness and happiness, okay, are more important than money itself. And be cautious than young ladies. It is for us, all the girls, okay. We are innocent in life. We grow up someday. We become wives and mothers, or we remain single. We have to be cautious. Be shy of loving frankly and never tell all you feel very little, see the consequences of being prematurely honest and confiding, and mistrust yourselves and everybody. Get yourselves married as they do in France, where the lawyers are the bridesmaids and confidants. So it means that you have to choose the right person to love and to marry. And that is the way to get on and be respected and have a virtuous character in Vanity Fair. The world is the Vanity Fair. It's not the British society. Even in Vietnam, in our good modern society, we still have a community of Vanity Fair, and we have to be a virtuous character in it. The setting of the novel, okay, I think that you're familiar with these pieces of information. It's just a reminder, Victorianism, okay, and it is about luxury, hypocrisy, and social criticism, corruption, morals and standards. For the point of view, okay, we have two points of view included in this novel, which makes the novel a masterpiece. Usually, we just have only one point of view, but this novel has two points of view. We have first person and third person at the same time. For first person, okay, the manager of the performance sits before the curtain on the walls and looks into the fair, a feeling of profound. So the novelist, the writer, addresses himself as the manager of the performance who talks to the audience, in this case, his readers. So he is included in the novel and he takes the he takes the role of a manager of that performance. And we have this evidence, this piece of evidence to prove that the novel is the combination of first person point of view and third person point of view. And the novelist is the manager of the performance. Okay, and you can find this quote in the preface of the novel. And he says that I have no other moral than this to take to the present story of Vanity Fair. Some people consider fairs, so you have to find out this quote and reread it. And there are so many good phrases that you can use as good evidence to support the essay that you're going to write in your examination paper. And, you know, the novelist, the writer, he's like the candle and he lightened the darkness. So he's the candle, okay, that lightens the darkness of his society. On Vanity Fair itself, the novel is also the candle that lightens the dark side in our soul, in all the people who read the novel. And the lessons or the themes that we can learn from Vanity Fair, we have 10, and of course you can add more. And the characters, of course, okay, you watch the performance and you know a lot of things about the characters, so there's no need for me, so let's skip it. About Big Malian, they are the points that you have to consider. And we have education, we have self-values and identity, we have ambition and efforts, and we also have pride and prejudice. You know, Professor Higgins is interested in Eliza, but she's from a poor background and he cannot, you know, overcome such kind of invisible barrier between him and her. He likes her, but he keeps on criticizing her, pointing out her shortcomings to tell himself that she doesn't deserve, but he likes her. So it is about pride and prejudice. Okay, and actually, I want you to have this kind of class activity to explore more things about Pygmalion instead of listening to me and I review all the things, but we don't have time, so we skip it. And let's talk about the assessment scheme. Okay, you know it for sure, so I just want to remind you. On this one, you're expected to write an essay of at least 3 main parts, which, which has kind of 5 or 6 paragraphs within 90 minutes. Don't forget a thesis statement, a very important sentence in your introduction. And with the body paragraphs, you have to support your discussion with evidence from the literary text. You will be given the copy text, and it can be chapter 1 or 2 or 3 from Vanity Fair or Act 5 from Pygmalion. So we focus on chapters 1 to 3 and Act 5. Don't forget to include the novelist or the playwright's full name in your introduction and the title of the work, and provide sound evidence in direct quotation and indirect quotation. And of course, care about the time allowance, your handwriting, the essay length, and avoid plagiarism. That is all about the last section. And when you email me your assignment, the kind of essay, I will inform the score to you by email. Any questions, you can ask me in Vietnamese to save time, and you will be more confident to tell me what you need. Okay, let's start. If you don't have any question, I think that it's time to start now. And again, I will inform you the score of your presentation, your assignment, your midterm test via email. So please email me and get the response. That is all for today's lesson, and thank you for being here with me. I hope that all of you will pass the exam with very good score, and you will be very happy and successful in the future after your graduation. Goodbye and good luck.
Miss,
Yes.
like we have to. Can we send the video for the role play within today? Because it's still uploading and quite heavy to upload it on email. So we still trying to send it to you. We will send it within today. Can it?
I don't get your point. Again, what do you want to ask? Shorten your question.
Em nói tiếng Việt nha cô. Ý là video nó 1 tiếng đồng hồ á, nên là bọn em vẫn đang up lên để gửi qua email cho cô ấy. Bọn em sẽ cố gắng gửi trong ngày hôm nay được không ạ?
Hoặc gửi trẻ hơn cũng được, bởi vì khi cô xem thì cô đã có điểm rồi, nhưng mà các bạn cần phải report lại, tại vì một số cá nhân, ví dụ như nhân vật chính thì nói nhiều lắm từ đầu đến đuôi, thì bạn đó có thể sẽ được thêm điểm cộng vào những cái hoạt động khác cho nó fair, còn một nhóm thì sẽ được điểm tối đa. Ví dụ vậy thì cô cần biết là người nào phụ trách cái nào để cái điểm cộng nó sẽ được chuyển qua cho thuyết trình hoặc là bài assignment các bạn nộp. Cô xem được cô đã điểm rồi, còn cô vẫn appreciate các bạn nộp cái bản cái video của các bạn để sau này cô dạy. Nếu mà có thời gian thì cô sẽ share cho cái thế hệ sau xem để học tập kinh nghiệm. Còn cô muốn các bạn để lên trên YouTube của cá nhân các bạn á, để cho mọi người được tiếp cận, tại vì cái công các bạn làm tôi biết là nó rất là cực, học thuộc lòng lời thoại, rồi diễn, rồi chọn trang phục, rồi quay rất là đẹp nha, rất là chuyên nghiệp. Cô nghĩ là các bạn mất nhiều thời gian, công sức, tâm tư lắm, mà chỉ để nhận điểm 10 thôi thì nó quá ít so với sức bỏ ra. Và cái điểm 10 đó nó chỉ có 10% thì nó ít lắm, nhưng mà tại vì quy định chung là như vậy á, cho nên là các bạn nên làm cho cái sản phẩm của mình nó có ý nghĩa. Các bạn để lên YouTube cho mọi người được tiếp cận. Nếu cô sử dụng clip của các bạn khi giảng dạy, cô sẽ email cho team leader để ask for permission. Còn nếu không thì cô chỉ giới thiệu thôi, rồi mọi người tự tiếp cận để xem. Nhưng mà các bạn bắt buộc phải nộp để sau này có khiếu kiện điểm gì đó thì có cái để mà show. Và nếu cô show không được thì cô sẽ nói với khoa, với trường, tại các bạn không có nộp, chứ không phải là cô không lưu giữ bài của các bạn. Còn cô thì đã chấm rồi khi mà xem.
Dạ.
Rồi các bạn còn thắc mắc gì nữa không?